In this video, I'm gonna show you the exact tracking sheets that I use to book over 1,000 appointments and close over hundreds of sales. So let's get straight into it. Before we get into that, I just quickly wanted to explain to you why should you even bother tracking your outreach. And the main reason is to really see what is the performance of your outreach right now. So without tracking, you have no idea how good your messaging is, how good your scripts are, because you don't have any statistic or any number that you can rely on. So we are mainly doing this to get a feedback, okay? So if you know how every system works, you have an input, then you have an processes. So these are the scripts, these are the systems that we use to book the appointments, and then we have the output, right? So in this case, output would be the booked appointment. And if you want to improve that system, you need feedback, right? So in order to get feedback, that's why we are tracking. So we can see clearly where is the problem. So if the problem is with the calendar link, if the problem is within the script itself, if it's your profile, if it's the prospects, you can know all that by just tracking it. So if you are not tracking, you are basically just playing against the odds, and it's going to be very hard for you to succeed in the outreach game. And without further ado, let's go straight into the tracking sheets themselves, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to use them. Now, as you can see here, this is what I call the ultimate outreach tracker, and this is gonna help you tremendously. And I've made it so easy that almost anyone can use this. So let me show you how this works, right? So here on the left side, we have the date and messages sent. So for example, on the 1st of January, you send 50 messages, right? Then on the 2nd, you send 25, 60, right? So you can be tracking all of your daily outputs here. And then it automatically tracks here. That's nothing special, right? But you also want to be tracking your positive replies. So for example, let me show it to you. If we go onto Twitter, on my Twitter, and for example, track one of the positive replies. Okay, so let's just take this example, right? So we just copy the profile link, insert it here, and insert the name, right? And this is first prospect tracked. And what it does is, let me show you right now. So date engaged, it automatically tracks the date you engage with a prospect or the date you inserted here. Then it automatically changes the stage for you. So I have 4 stages here, right? So the engaged is when the prospect positively replies to your campaign. Then we have calendar lead stage. That means when you send the calendar link to them. And then we have the book stage. Okay, so that is when the prospect is booked and you don't want to message him anymore. And then also not interested means that they tell you to fuck off. They just tell you that they are not interested, so you sign a message here. So it is so easy to do that. So if, for example, this guy, I reply to him right now, he maybe don't reply for a day. So then I would just do a follow-up here. Follow-up number 1. We can do follow-up number 2 the next day. It would all be tracking, right? So these are the ways you can track it. And then once he maybe replies positively to that, we move him to another stage. So in this case, he's in the calendar lead stage, as you can see. And this is where you should have prepared different follow-ups for these. If you are not doing this, then just use this like as follow-up tracker here, right? But I'm going to show you some really cool stuff coming soon, but let me just stay here so that you can understand it all. So this is just the basics of the follow-ups here, our tracking here. Now, in the statistics, as you can see here, so we track the number of people who are engaged, number who are calendar lead, and number who are booked, right? So for example, if I go booked, the prospect must have gone through all of these stages, right? So everything is 1. But if I just go engaged, then it's just going to be engaged because they have not gone through the calendar lead and book stage yet. Now, there are the statistics that we are looking for. So first of all, we are looking for positive reply rate, right? So that is how many prospects out of the messages sent reply to our messages. Now, this is important because this is where you will, for example, see if you are not getting good positive reply rate, that means that either the leads can be bad, or your opener can be bad, or your profile can be bad. There are many things, but you can narrow this down. You see, like when you start tracking it, you start seeing the clues, like what might be the problem, right? Then we have the countless sent, right? So that means from positive reply, we reply to him, right? And from that, like, what's the percentage of the people actually interested even in the call? So there's another statistic, so that judges like how good are your follow-ups, right? How good is your script regarding the calendar link? How good is your calendar link itself? Like, what are the questions? Is it hard for the prospects to reply to? And then we have the ABR. This is the most important statistic in the outreach game, and it's appointment booking rate. So you should aim for at least 1% of appointment booking rate, okay? Nothing less. And why is that? Is you really want to see a good number of people converting from your messages. So at least 1 out of 100 people should be a booked call. Okay, so this should be the bare minimum. Now we also see the transitions, right? So for example, from initiated to engage, that means from message sent to a positive reply. You can see it here, from engage to calendar lead. So these all things are something to track, and this can help you out tremendously when you are trying to figure out why am I not booking appointments, right? Because it's not straightforward most of the times. You need to figure out what's the problem, what metrics are bad for me, and how can I figure it out. So let's continue right now by telling you about the really good stuff that will come. So for example, if you insert like, I don't know, 5 to 10 prospects, right? They all become tracked. And so what you can do right now here, let me just quickly, sometimes what happens is it doesn't import. You need to paste it again. But what you can do right now is, if you have some sort of automation that I'm going to be shooting videos about too, that will follow up for you. So for example, you want to follow up all these prospects and you just want to add +1 to this column, right? That means that you just click here on this button and it will automatically add +1 to all the prospects in the sheet. So as you can see here, it's super easy. So for example, for me, what I can do here is I can just click on Axiom here. That is one of the automations that I use to follow up with prospects. And then I can just run the automation. It will follow up with the prospects automatically. And then after that, I just click here on this button and it will upgrade the stage +1. So the next day I am sending different follow-ups to the prospects, right? So if you want to use the Axiom automation, I can shoot a video later, but there is like a special sheet here that you can use for just follow-ups. So we just copy the whole sheet here and insert it here into this test sheet where the follow-ups will happen from, and it will be deleting the sheets and continuously following up with the prospects. But this is for another video. Right now, let's stick to this one. So as you can see here, you will see the last follow-up date. So that means if you are following up every single day, every morning, you will see the last follow-up day. Or if you are following up after 2 days, 3 days, you will see the last days you followed up, right? So this is all you need, to be honest, for the tracking of your appointments booked. There is probably nothing else that's missing here. You can track all of your messages, you can track all your prospects, you can track their stages, you can track the date that they advance through the stages, you can track their follow-ups. And it is super easy, okay? So last thing here would be to probably go into the sales tracker, and this is what's also so good. So let's get into the sales tracker. I'm gonna show you exactly how this works. And the goal for me was to make it as easy as possible for all of the people that would try to track, because this is the biggest bottleneck with tracking. Nobody wants to do the work and track the results themselves. So as you can see here, we have the booked, and these will be the appointments that you book, and you will track them here. So there's also a thing called Zapier that will allow you to automatically input these new booked appointments to here, so that you don't have to do anything yourself. But let me show you the basics here. So we have the appointments booked, how many appointments have you booked, how many appointments have showed. So for example, someone books an appointment with us, John, and he will come from Twitter, for example, right? And then we have a call with him, right? And we actually do not close him. So this is what happens. It automatically tracks that the appointment showed to the call, and that we've proposed the offer to him. So this is tracking of the offer. So if you've been on many sales calls, you probably know that some of them are just unqualified and you don't even offer them your thing at all. So in this case, we are also tracking if we offer them our thing or not. If not, for example, if here Carol would show up, but he was highly irrelevant, we wouldn't even consider him as like a relevant appointment. So that means he just showed up but was irrelevant, and it will not count to this this conclusion. Now, what we can also do here is we can select in process. We can select one, right, and it will be tracking your closing rate, your offer to close rate, and how many calls have you won, how many calls have you lost, etc. And now we can also track, so for example, how many calls are coming from LinkedIn, how many calls are coming from Twitter, and how many calls are coming from Instagram. And this is done by having here the keyword. So for example, this is how my event is called. So you need to change this up to your event and to what it's called, right? And then we just insert these prospects here. So these are the booked appointments. And once we have a call with them, for example, here with Carol, we would have won the call, right? And the pricing, for example, we would have, I don't know, $1,500 one time, call length 30 minutes. And there is another thing. So recording, you want to track your sales calls, and this is going to be really important for you to actually improve in sales, because in the moment sometimes you don't realize that you make a lot of mistakes. So this is where you want to be tracking your sales calls as well. So here is where you can insert your Google Drive, and you will actually then just input the Google Drive link to that video yourself, so that you can then be able to watch the video and analyze and see how did you perform. So then after a call, this is recommended to the after call your feelings. Okay, so frustrated, for example, in this case we would be I don't know, satisfied, and it doesn't matter. Okay, but the conclusion is you can go, okay, so this was a sales coach running ICP, I don't know, ICP 9 to 5ers, okay, anything like that. So this can be conclusion. You can do this yourself, but anyways, this is probably all from this. Let me just quickly show you how to automate this, so that you can just connect this to your Calendly, and it would be inserting the booked calls itself, so that you don't have to do the hassle yourself, and you just have to insert the link after the call and determine whether or not you have closed it or lost it. Okay, let me show that to you right now. Okay, so as you can see here in this Zapier, all you need to do is run this automation, and I will share the link to it down in the description, so that you can copy and paste it into your own. And let me just quickly explain to you how it works, so that you can implement it yourself. Now, you will need to subscribe to Zapier, I'm pretty sure, but it costs like $3 a month, and it is 100% worth it. I've also recorded another video about Zapier automations for SMMA in 2024. Feel free to watch that. There are also many of useful automations there. But let me just explain to you how this works. So we need to have a trigger, right? That would be the Calendly. You have a trigger, that would be booked appointment. This is easy. And then you go into filter, right? Because some of the times you may not want to insert all of your booked calls into the spreadsheet. So for example, for me, it would just be discovery call LinkedIn, discovery call X, discovery call Instagram. And when those event times matches this, then they will get inserted into the sheet. And then you just look up the sheet, right? So there is one thing that I forgot to mention to you. There is one hidden sheet here, and that should be called here. Okay. And this is for us to then look up and insert the new prospect into the free column, right? And so when you are going to be setting this up, you need to look for, as you can see here in the action, you need to look for lookup column here, because that is what I named it here. And then you just need to look up for value true, because true means that the column is, the row is empty. Now once you do that, you're just going to update the sheet, and you can basically insert anything you want. So for example, I've inserted the month, day, and year. And then I've inserted the invitee name and the event type, right? You can also insert like answers to some of the questions. You can answer anything you really want there. So that it makes it easier for you to track it. And you don't have to do any of it yourself. That is the best part. You just have to track the result. Now, so that would be all for this video. So I've showed you these two amazing tracking sheets that you should 100% use, and I'm gonna give it to you for free, okay? So you can just go down in the description, copy them yourself and use it for your outreach to track it, and trust me, you will improve 100% because you will finally know what's working, what's not working, and how you can get better results. Now I'm gonna also be shooting plenty of more videos upcoming onto how to actually follow up with people, how to automate all this, how to automate sending out messages, so that you can focus on the main thing, and that is delivering the services and closing the sales. So I'm really excited for the future. I hope you too, and enjoy the spreadsheets. See you guys in the next one.